Gentlemen, we bring you enthusiastic greetings from the new and magnificent Deauville Hotel on Miami Beach. Believe me, it's not our intent to bore you with a mass of trivial details about what the Deauville has to offer, but rather to introduce you to those pertinent aspects that are so vital to a successful convention. Perhaps your plans involve a convention attendance of 3,500 people, perhaps as few as 50. Whatever the actual number, we sincerely respect the fact that your convention is important, or you wouldn't be planning it in the first place. How can we help? What can we provide to assure an effective and memorable convention? We appreciate the great responsibility you have in planning and administrating the many aspects of your program. We pledge our facilities, our experience, and our talents to minimizing your problems and amplifying your success. We extend our assurance that the Deauville has the facilities, the services, and the atmosphere to anticipate your requirements and set the climate for a great convention, unequaled anywhere. To show you what we mean, we invite you to sit in on a short meeting where an assignment similar to yours is under discussion.
Boy, if you see the flight down here, he was climbing up in the sky, and I was getting sick all the time, but then he started coming down.
Gentlemen, this is an informal session to discuss our upcoming convention at the new Deauville Hotel in Miami Beach. Now, if you fellas are anything like me, you've probably got a million questions you want to ask, and this will be your chance. Bob, how about it? Are you all set to discuss your report?
Ready, willing, and raring to go. Now, frankly, the only tough part of this report is deciding where to begin. In view of the fact that this convention is probably our most important to date, we couldn't have selected a better place. I'll introduce the subject, and then I'd appreciate it if you fellows will ask all the questions you can possibly think of. And I can tell you in advance you'll be pleased with the answers. Now, in the first place, the convention staff at the Deauville has coined an expression to define their facilities. I'll tell you more about the staff later, but believe me, they're terrific to work with. The expression is projectioneered for conventions. And this isn't just a twist of words. It's a real good definition of what the Deauville actually is. What they mean by projectioneered is this. The Deauville, as a project, was conceived to be a convention hotel with new standards of perfection and magnificence. And after the project plans, it was engineered to the ultimate degree in design, in architecture, in decor, in impressive facilities. And as I answer your questions, you'll realize how appropriate their definition is. Projectioneered for conventions.
Well, Bob, you remember what happened last year? We had fine living accommodations, but we had to travel all the way across town to get to the convention hall. That back and forth business can be a real nuisance, especially in view of the large attendance we expect. And my questions are these. How far will we have to travel? And what are the available transportation facilities?
Oh, transportation is terrific and fast. All you have to do is get into an elevator and ride to the ground floor. And that's it. The largest hotel convention facilities in all of Miami Beach are right there in the Deauville. Now, the main convention hall, the Napoleon Room, is so large and expansive that it comfortably seats up to 3,500 delegates. That's right. 3,500 people in one magnificent air-conditioned room. Well, let me check my notes a minute. Oh, yes, here it is. 21,000 square feet of space. Do you realize that's large enough to serve a banquet to 2,500 guests? And where do they serve from? A special convention kitchen immediately adjacent to the hall. And let me tell you, they've got top-notch chefs preparing food exclusively for conventioneers. And serving facilities, terrific. You see what they mean when they say convention hotel?
Sounds wonderful. We sit comfortably and we eat well. But my interests are exhibits. We've got a tremendous amount of material that must be well displayed this year. We've been assembling and constructing the stuff for months. How much space will we have to use for exhibits?
Well, you can almost name your own. At the Deauville, you'll find 35,000 square feet of display space. Is that enough, Joe?
35,000 feet? That's fabulous. We can do a tremendous job there. But wait, one more question. And this is a problem we're forever running into. We've got some very heavy display elements. Will it be possible to show these in the same room as the rest of the exhibit?
Well, hydraulic lifts are the answer, Joe. Heavy-duty hydraulic lifts, and they're large enough to raise a loaded truck from the platform in the basement right onto the stage in the Napoleon Room. Now, you didn't ask about storage space, but I can remember last year when you were running all over town coordinating deliveries because the exhibit's stored in one central location. Remember? Well, at the Deauville, you'll have space galore. Not only for straight storing, but for uncrating and unwrapping, and later for getting everything back in order. You see what I mean? This hotel is really projectioneered for conventions.
Well, Bob, in view of your enthusiasm and the cooperation you've been telling us about, maybe this is a silly question, but I better ask it anyway. I'm chairman of a pretty large committee. There are several more committees with as many members as mine. Now, we're far too unwieldy to meet in a regular guest room, but let's face it, we don't need 21,000 square feet either. Can some of this storage space you've talked about be set aside so we can have a place for these committee meetings?
Absolutely not. Storage space is storage space. And after all, would you want to meet in storage space when you got your choice of magnificent modern rooms that were designed and planned expressly for committee meetings? All kidding aside, at the Deauville, you'll find 8 or 9 rooms large enough for committee sessions of 50 or more people. Hey, wait a minute. Did I say 8? Well, they have at least 20 more rooms geared for your needs, and they're equipped and decorated as you'd like your own office conference room to be.
Let me tell you the way they work it. You remember Bob mentioned a bit about the terrific convention staff? Well, they really know their stuff. They've got imagination and the experience to back it up. Each and every committee and working group will be assigned their own air-conditioned meeting room, complete with phones, typewriters, whatever you need. You name it, they've got it. Chances are it'll be waiting before you ask. But this staff has been working with and for convention interests for many, many years. They seem to know what you need, how to arrange transportation facilities, entertainment schedules. In general, they can make our jobs easier and our results far better. And the reason is simple. They are convention professionals.
I don't want to interrupt, but no one has asked Bob about showing the films and stuff that we have. Well, the way I heard it when he came back from his trip, he was so full of exaggeration, he told me that in all 21,000 feet of the Napoleon Room, there's not a single column to obstruct vision.
Hey, I wasn't exaggerating. That's true. Not only does everyone get an unobstructed view of everything that's going on the stage, but the acoustics couldn't be better. Let me tell you. You'd think they planned the Deauville for performing grand opera.
Well, this is for me. I, for one, am glad we selected the Deauville. Good thing we're not a smaller group or we'd rattle around in all that space.
Oh, no. If we were, that wouldn't be a problem. I don't care how many delegates a convention has. 50 to 3,500. The Deauville seems to be custom designed for each convention. By the way, did I mention that the large Napoleon Room can be subdivided with sliding soundproofed walls to accommodate smaller groups? It doesn't happen to apply to us, but when we get there, you're going to see what I mean about excellent smaller facilities. Now, up till now, we have discussed only the convention facilities, but who's kidding who or whom or something? With the Deauville, we're getting a lot more than just the greatest and finest and bestest convention facilities. We're going to the most magnificent resort hotel in America.
Look, none of us are losing track of the fact that the business sessions at this convention will be of vital importance. But all work and no play makes for a pretty dull thing. That's why Miami Beach was chosen in the first place. And one of the surest ways that we've found to have a successful convention is to have a full and enthusiastic attendance. Now, the surest way to have this attendance is to offer the delegates first-class facilities in Miami Beach. Now, this year is perhaps the first time that the combination has been so perfect. The Deauville personifies all the excitement and beauty of Miami Beach, plus unequaled facilities and assistance to make this the greatest convention we've ever had. Gentlemen, I'm just as pleased as Bob here.
Say, as far as the vacation features go, the woman's viewpoint is probably more important than ours. When I investigated the Deauville, my wife flew down with me. You know, I can't remember when she was ever more excited about any place. We weren't home an hour when there was a knock on the kitchen door, and my next-door neighbor stopped in. She was...
Betty! Come in. I've just made some coffee and was getting set to phone you. Listen, I've got the most fabulous things to tell you.
Well, you know, I saw you when you drove up, and I just couldn't wait another minute to come over and hear all about your exploration. Hi, Bob. Nice to have you back.
Hi, Betty. Save me a cup of coffee. I'll be there in a minute.
Without cream, right? Listen, Betty, we're going to have the time of our lives. You know how I feel about these conventions. I want to go with Bob, then when I get there, I'm bored to death. Well, while Bob was busy investigating the business side of the trip, I made it my business to see what we gals could do besides attending museum lectures and window shopping.
Well, you know, the mere fact that the convention will be in Miami Beach makes me interested. But why the big excitement? What's there about the
magnificent Deauville Hotel?
That's right, the Deauville. Well, now, what's there about the Deauville that's so extra special?
Betty, my girl, what a hotel. Why, it's so utterly out of this world that, well, words just can't describe it. Bob insists that it's the most perfect place he's ever seen, for a convention and a vacation both. Well, as soon as Bob took off on his convention facilities tour of inspection, I took my own little tour.
Oh, do I know that routine. Find yourself something to do for a couple of hours, dear. I've got some business to look after.
Oh, but this time it was nothing like that. The convention director assigned a member of his staff to show me around the hotel and grounds. And show me they did. And let me start with our room. It was everything you could dream of, lush yet comfortable. I'll bet the decorator was inspired by French paintings. From our balcony, we could see miles out to sea. And right below us, a wide and beautiful pool deck area. And our room was just one of 600 equally fabulous rooms. Then, when I went to lunch, I had my choice of 3 dining rooms. I went to the one on the patio deck that overlooks the swimming pools.
Dining rooms? Swimming pools?
That's right. 3 dining rooms, not counting the charming coffee shop that also serves meals all day long, and 2 pools. Oh, Betty, everything was so wonderful, and this is just the beginning. The Deauville is right on the ocean, with 2 full blocks of the most glorious beach I've ever seen. Oh, and then there's the golf course.
Golf course? At the hotel? Oh, come on now.
Oh, no, really. 9 holes. And it's the cleverest little course you could imagine. It's built right on the roof.
Well, now I've heard everything.
Oh, no, you haven't, gal. Well, I'm just getting started. You see, the whole feeling of the Deauville is like an enchanted castle. It's like being in another world. And the nightclubs.
Well, you did get Bob to take you out on the town.
Oh, not out. We stayed right at the Deauville. They have 2 fabulous nightclubs right in the hotel. The largest one is called the Casanova Room, and it brought out the romance in Bob. We actually danced. Oh, it's just like a palace. Everything's magnificent. The decor, the service, the music, the entertainment, top name and world-famous entertainment.
It sounds like a tropical paradise.
Oh, we looked at my tent 2 hours in the luxury of the solarium, and then met Bob, and believe it or not, we went ice skating.
Ice skating?
That's right, ice skating. They've got a regular rink right in the hotel, the only one of its kind in Florida. Oh, it'll take me a week to tell you everything there is to do. You see, the more time you spend there, the more you can tell how the Deauville was planned with one goal in mind. Happy and pleased guests. Bob says that it's, conventioneered for conventions.
Hey, that's projectioneered for conventions. By the way, dear, did you tell Betty that not only can they expertly handle the largest conventions, but they have provided the little thoughtful services that make vacationing wonderful. Say, how about pouring a cup for me? Well, I'll tell you all about the convention facilities.
Oh, and Bob, tell her more about that enormous convention hall and, all of the space for everything.
Well, there it is. And believe me, when I say the girls will be happy, I mean it. My wife is tough when it comes to conventions, but this time she's thoroughly sold on the Deauville. Now, let me take a minute more to go over this list of some of the vacation features that we'll get at the Deauville. Every guest room, all 600 of them, has a 21-inch TV set, radio, circulating ice water. Naturally, the entire hotel is air-conditioned, and they have a shopping plaza called the Champs-Élysées with exclusive specialty shops. In fact, you can get anything there. And if you like water skiing, don't kid yourself. You can do it. They have excellent instructors and facilities. And you can go out on a chartered boat for a trip.
What you have just heard is but a capsule hint of what is awaiting at the Deauville. We hope it has aided you making your decision. Shouldn't your next convention be here? If there is any way we can help, we're ready and anxious. Contact us for any specific information you may require. We at the Deauville would like to have the privilege of working with you, planning and producing your greatest convention. Thank you.